Hi guys. Okay, so in this video we are going to use we're going to do formative exercise 2.2 question 8, and most of these questions here we are going to use chain rule. Okay, so make sure you still remember your chain rule. Let me write down here first for you. Okay, chain rule. Since it's a chain, okay, you use dy dx to find the first derivative. Write your dy and then write your dx down here. So the common derivative here will be du, here will be du. Okay, so we're going to apply this. Okay, now let's do question 8. Okay, for question A, if you see there it's written as y, and then you have a fraction 3 over 4. Okay, x over 6 minus 1 power of 4. Okay, when you see you have equation in a bracket and then you have it as a power. Okay, what you do is, okay, you let the one that is inside the bracket become u. Okay, the one inside the bracket here, which is x over 6 minus 1, this is going to become the u. So once this becomes the u, now what will your y looks like? What will your y look like? Okay, it will look like 3 over 4. Write the u and then put power of 4. Okay, so it will be 3 over 4 u power of 4. Okay, once that is done, now we differentiate. So this one differentiate du dx because you know why? Because u is on the left hand side, x is on the right hand side, so it's we differentiate with respect to x. So in this case, you see here this is actually 1. Okay, so 1 over 6. So 1 over 6 when times with the power of 1, so becomes 1 over 6 only. Okay, don't forget the 1 over 6, don't forget the 6 down. Sometimes students get confused when there's only x on top, then how? So just make sure the power you times with the whole fraction. That means 1 times 1 over 6. Okay, done. So that's all. The constant here, the negative one, you differentiate, you get 0. Okay, then differentiate dy du. So why du? Because we are differentiating with respect to u. Okay, so times, so for 3 over 4 times 4, you get 3. 3u power of 3. Okay, done until here. Substitute inside the formula. Dy dx equal to dy du, which is 3u power of 3 times du dx. Du dx is 1 over 6. Okay, in this case here, what we can do is we can simplify. Here becomes 2. So u power of 3 times 1 is u power of 3 over 2. Okay, you can leave it like this, or the best is write down like this, 1 over 2 u power of 3. Okay, once you do this, then you substitute the value of u. So your dy dx is going to be 1 over 2. U is x over 6 minus 1 power of 3. Okay, so done. Let me just check the answer for question 8a. Okay, correct. Okay, so 8a done. Let's move to B. Okay, B also similar. Can you see there's a fraction 1 over 12? So which one is going to be our u here? Obviously, the one inside the bracket. The one inside the bracket is going to be the u. Okay, so let u equals to 10x minus 3. Okay, done. After this, write your y. Don't forget to write the y. Okay, now you write your y in terms of u. That means this is going to be 1 over 12. This whole thing now already jadi u, isn't it? So this is going to be u power of 6. Okay, now find what is du dx, differentiate. So we get 10 only. Differentiate dy du. So 6 times 1 over 12, we get 1 over 2. U will be power of 5, less by 1. The power always minus 1. Okay, now substitute all this, because we just found all this, the thing. Substitute into the dy dx, a chain rule. So write your dy du first. So 1 over 2 u power of 5. Multiply with du dx, which is 10. Here can simplify. Okay, so u power of 5 times 5 is 5 u power of 5. don't leave the u, don't leave in terms of u, you have to substitute back what was u. What was u initially? 10x minus 3, 10x, okay. 10x minus 3 power of 5. So this is dy dx. Okay, let me check. Yeah, 5, 10x minus 3 power of 5. Okay, let's do C. I want to change color. Okay, y equals to 8 over 2 minus 5x. What can we do in this case? Because up we don't have any x, correct? But down we have the x. But the down x is not just like 8 over 5x. You have like a minus there. So it's slightly like you'll feel like confused, right? It was like, wait, why like different? Okay. But nothing to be confused. All you do is bring the entire denominator, go to the numerator place. Okay, whatever that's down, we always bring it up. Okay, so when you bring up, make sure you put bracket 2 minus 5x negative 1. So you can leave, okay, you can leave this in terms, that means the whole thing, the entire down denominator becomes negative 1. The whole thing, not just the x only. Okay, not just the x only, the whole thing becomes negative 1. Now you can let your u become the one inside the bracket. So that means your u is 2 minus 5x. So your y will be 8u negative 1. Okay, now here differentiate. So du dx, find your first derivative, here becomes negative 5. Dy du becomes negative 8u negative 2. Okay, because negative 1 times 8 and then negative 1 minus 1. Okay, now let's put all these inside the formula. So dy du first. So negative 8u negative 2 times negative 5. Okay, negative 8 times negative 5 is 40, positive 40. U negative 2. Okay, the u I'm going to bring down quite like this thing up there. So it becomes like this. So this is your dy dx. But remember, don't leave it, okay? Don't leave it in u form. You have to substitute back what is your u. So write 40 over 2 minus 5x power of 2. So this is how your answer should be. So this one is C. Yes, 40 over 2 minus 5x power of 2. Okay, correct. Okay, now we go to D. Okay, hi guys. So in this video, we are going to continue with question 8C. Okay, question 8, 8D. Okay, ABC I've already done in the previous video. So for this video, it's going to be the continuation for D. Okay, if you look at this question for D, you have the equation given, and then the equation is inside the bracket, and then you have power on top. So what we must do, we must use chain rule. Okay, so when you have this kind of questions, we use chain rule. So we have y equals to x minus, okay, this x I'm going to bring it up to the numerator's place, so become x negative 1 power of 3 like this. Okay, so now I'm going to let my u equals to the inside one, x minus x power of negative 1. So what will my y look like? So my y will be u power of 3. Okay, now from here is where you differentiate. Okay, so you differentiate du dx, so becomes 1 plus x negative 2. Okay, why negative 2? Because negative 1 minus 1. Okay, then dy du. Okay, dy du will become 3 u power of 2. Okay, done. So now fill in your chain rule formula. Dy dx equals to dy du, which is 3 u square, multiply with du dx, 1 plus x negative 2. Okay, fill in the u square. Okay, fill in the u, what is u? So u will become 3, okay, x minus x negative 1. This one times, so I just attach behind. I'm not going to expand it. Okay, not necessary to expand. Here goes square. Okay, so now what you do, write this properly. Bring the x go down back to the denominator's place. Okay, so 1 plus 1 over x square. Okay, now what you can do is you can rearrange like the power, with the one with the power 2, you bring it go to the back. The one with the power 1, you bring it come in front. Okay, so it becomes, okay, dy dx equals to 3, 1 plus 1 over x square, and then x minus 1 over x power of 2. So you can leave it up to here. There's no need to expand, okay, because if you expand it's going to be a little like more difficult, but you just leave it up to here, no problem. Okay, so I think the textbook's answer is also this. Okay, correct. So D is this. Now we'll move on to E. Okay, now let's move on with question E. Okay, for question E, you have to change the equation. Okay, for question E, you have to change the equation. The equation part here is down, right? The x, so you have to bring it up. You have to move to the numerator place. So when you write, okay, just make sure that this, okay, you change like this first. 1 over 3 minus 9x, and then put power of 1 over 3. Don't write in cube root anymore. Then now we change, becomes 3 minus 9x power of negative 1 over 3. So this is our function. So this is the one that we are going to differentiate. Okay, so now let's differentiate this. Before that, let your u equal to 3 minus 9x. Then let your y equal to u power of negative 1 over 3. Okay, differentiate du dx. Du dx, we get negative 9. Differentiate dy du, we get negative 1 over 3. U to the power of, okay, this one should get negative 4 over 3. Okay, negative 4 over 3 minus 1. Okay, now substitute all into the formula, dy dx formula. So when you substitute, uh, just be careful here, this part. Because first we're going to write the dy du. Okay, so I'm going to write negative 1 over 3. Okay, u negative 4 over 3, right? Okay, times with negative 9. Okay, in this case, what you do, you times the number and number first. So in this case here, negative becomes positive. Here become 3. So we will get 3 u negative 4 over 3, right? Okay, now you do what? You bring the u down first. So you will get like this, 4 over 3, or you can write 3 over cube root of u power of 4. Now don't forget the last part, substitute what is u inside here. Okay, so you'll get 3 over cube root of u is 3 minus 9x, put in bracket, then put power of 4. Okay, so if you understand up to here, okay, now you can try for question F. Okay, we're going to do it together. Okay, so for now, the last question, F. Okay, if you look at the question here, this thing has square root. So first step, you change your square root, meaning that we don't want to write in square root form. So the square root will go, becomes power of 1 over 2 like that. Okay, now from here we do, let u becomes x squared plus 6x plus 6. Y will become u power of 1 over 2. Okay, then you differentiate du dx. So you get 2x plus 6. Here you differentiate dy du. You get 1 over 2. U power of negative 1 over 2. Because 1 over 2 minus 1, you get negative 1 over 2. Okay, then From here, then you use chain rule. So dy dx equals to dy du. So this one right first times with 2x plus 6. Okay. Over here, can substitute the u first in. So u is, sorry, x square. Okay, x square plus 6x plus 6 power of, power of negative 1 over 2. Here is 2x plus 6. Okay, now bring this, go down. So it's like, okay, so you can write 1 over 2, okay, x square plus 6x plus 6. Okay, up here you multiply with 2x plus 6, right? So you can write 2x plus 6 up. Now, in this case, usually, if you feel that it can be simplified, the equations can be simplified, so you need to simplify. But if like this now, the expansion, the power is too big, okay, or something like that, then you don't, this one, expand. So in this case now, this one we can simplify. So how to simplify? For the up one, you factorize the 2 out. So you get x plus 3, correct? So for the down one, you get 2, you write 2x square plus 6x plus 6. So if you see here, both the 2 cut off already. Oh yeah, by the way, this is power of 1 over 2. So don't forget the power of 1 over 2. Then final answer, you write x plus 3 over square root. Use the square root. Okay, we don't leave the final answer usually in terms of power of 1 over 2 or 1 over 3. So you have to write, if but 1 over 3 means you must write cube root like that. Okay, so okay, I hope the video helps you for your formative exercise. Okay, next video we will do question 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so see you in the next video.